CM Punk and Drew McIntyre took each other to hell. Jimmy Uso is back. The final boss is back. We had some shenanigans after the show. What happened at WWE Bad Blood 2024? That is the question that we are going to be answering here today because I am about to look at WWE Bad Blood 2024, absolutely everything that happened on this show, in the ring, out of the ring, the new championship that was revealed, title matches. It was absolutely insane. I really enjoyed this show, and hopefully I give a good analysis here, so to give you guys the gist of what happened, because there was definitely a lot of stuff that happened. First and foremost, kind of random, we had Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi as the special guest hosts of this show. I feel like they could have had a women's tag team championship match with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control, and also put Naomi in this match right here, Nia Jax versus Bayley. But instead, they were the hosts, and it didn't really feel like necessarily needed. I don't know why like Bad Blood would need host. Like it's kind of like I wouldn't necessarily say a B show pay per view, but just like a unique pay per view that we haven't seen in a while. So I'd like almost 30 years. So I don't know why this would really need hosts. But so for of course Naomi, Jed Cargill, and Bianca Belair, but they had hosts. They didn't really do much. They goofed around with in the stands a little bit, where we saw Jey Uso, and oh my goodness, I wish Jey Uso would have come down during this, but we're gonna get to that. So we jumped into our opening match, which was shockingly enough CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. What a masterpiece this was. We had blood coming from both guys, which I called in my predictions. First it was Punk, then it was McIntyre who were bleeding. We saw table spots. We saw chairs. We saw some pretty mean spots with steel stairs, including when towards the end when Drew McIntyre went for a Claymore on Punk and like his back on the steel steps. One issue I had with this match, and probably the only issue I had with this match besides Punk winning, would probably be that it was kind of slow at points. And my dad actually kept pointing out that they would just hit each other and then just lay there for upwards of like 2 minutes. That was the only real slow part about it. But we did see CM Punk get the victory over Drew McIntyre. But before that, Drew McIntyre actually dumped beads on CM Punk's head, like bracelet beads from like a velvet bag. I was kind of hoping there was thumbtacks in there, but that's besides the point. He jumped the beads on his head. He got a little too cocky, went for the Claymore, landed on the stairs, and then CM Punk was able to hit the GTS for the victory over Drew McIntyre. Personally, I would have had Drew win this one because, as you guys know, CM Punk is not my favorite wrestler of all time, and Drew McIntyre is probably my favorite wrestler right now. But I guess it somewhat makes sense having CM Punk win, having the babyface win, get his redemption over Drew McIntyre, and this is actually, I believe, yes, I think it is. This is his first televised pinfall victory since returning to WWE, which is absolutely insane. I know he got injured and all that, but wow, I'm surprised I haven't had him pin anybody before that. Because he had two matches before pinning Drew McIntyre after coming back to WWE. But yes, CM Punk defeats Drew McIntyre Hell in a Cell. I love that match truly. I said some of the issues I have with it, but really that match was just amazing, masterpiece. Should have main evented. We'll get to that later. Nia Jax defending her women's championship against Bayley right here. This is a rematch from SummerSlam. Like I said earlier, I thought it would have been a cool idea to have Naomi in this match along with Bayley and Nia Jax, but it was just Bayley and Nia Jax. They had pretty good chemistry together. The only real sloppy moment, there were actually two major sloppy moments. One of them was when Nia Jax attempted a Hurricane Rana, and I don't really think she should attempt stuff like that because she kind of messed it up a little bit. And Nia Jax went for a Samoan drop on Bayley, but like caught Bayley's legs and then delivered a Samoan drop. Kind of looked like Bayley countered it, and honestly, that looked pretty sick. I think they should make that a move. Like it was kind of a pop up electric chair type move. I actually think they should make that a move. I think that would be very awesome. Like an official Nia Jax move, similar to the Claymore. The origins of the Claymore. Sometimes a botch can make for a good move, so maybe they can explore that. I don't know. But we did hear so the referee got flattened because Nia Jax landed on her. Jessica Carr got flattened, and then we heard it's Tiffy time. Here comes the women's Money in the Bank, Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton coming down, and we were all thinking, is she gonna cash in on Nia Jax here? But just like at SummerSlam, well, it wasn't exactly like SummerSlam, but Nia Jax like sat up like the Undertaker, which was pretty cool. And as she saw that Tiffany Stratton was possibly about to cash in, then she started getting mad at her and everything. But she was able to focus her attention back on Bayley and hit the Annihilator to retain her women's championship. So Nia Jax is still your women's champion. There's still some tension between Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, like we've seen recently. I just hope to when Tiffany Stratton does cash in, she does win the world title because my goodness, she really does deserve it. I would love to see Tiffany Stratton as the women's champion. We now jump into Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I was pretty excited for this match, and it kind of disappointed me if I'm being honest. Damian and Finn, it was a good match. Don't get me wrong, but it just felt like I don't know, maybe add a stipulation in there or something. It would have been more intriguing. But I don't know, just Damian and Finn wasn't really the most like interesting match on the show. Didn't really do anything to stand out for me. But JD McDonough and Carlito did interfere, which was pretty predictable. But Damian Priest was able to fend them off. Then Finn Balor hit a couple coup de grasses on Damian Priest, one to his back, which was absolutely insane. I think he did like two or three to his back or something, but it wasn't enough. Damian Priest was able to recover, hit the South of Heaven on Finn Balor. Please, I want Finn Balor to be treated right in WWE. I know a lot of people do. He's still a gem that could use some serious polishing. Even if he's getting on in years, he could still have one or two more world title reigns in him. His ring work is still at an elite level. He deserves to be treated like the big deal that he is. Finn Balor needs another world title, please. We now jump into Triple H. Of course, the CCO of WWE, the Chief Content Officer of WWE, Chief Content Creator. He comes out, he gets the crowd hyped up a little bit, and then he introduces this new championship, which is the Crown Jewel Championship. And it's kind of ugly, I'll be honest with you. The belt itself is pretty ugly, but he did introduce a really interesting concept: World Heavyweight Champion versus WWE Undisputed Champion at Crown Jewel. Champion versus champion. Neither championship is on the line, but the Crown Jewel Championship would be on the line. So if we get Gunther versus Cody Rhodes, which I think is very, very likely, I would actually really, really like that. A lot of people are saying they don't like a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't like this. This is dumb. This is just blood money. This is devaluing the champions. But I think this is actually a really, really cool idea. And of course, the Saudi Arabian officials, they like to have the big matches on their shows. So a world champion versus another world champion, you don't get much bigger than that. So I'm very, very excited for it. After that announcement, we see Gunther come out, who didn't have a match on this show. He comes out in a suit, ready to talk a little bit. He says how beautiful that world title is, which to be honest, Gunther, I couldn't agree less. But he comes out, talks down about Sami Zayn a little bit, and then he starts talking down about Goldberg, who was there. I couldn't believe Goldberg was there. I thought we'd never see him in WWE ever again. But Goldberg was there with his son Gage, and it looks like they're hinting at a possible match with Gunther and Goldberg. And a lot of people don't like Goldberg, and that's fair. But dude, Gunther versus Goldberg, how insane would that be? Can you imagine that? That's like a 2K match. Gunther versus Goldberg. Like, if they would do that, I don't really see them fully committing to it. I think this was more so just a tease to give Goldberg a spot. But if Goldberg wants like a possible retirement match, I couldn't see anybody better than Gunther to face him in his final match that he longs for. If they were to do that, I'd be very excited for it. But obviously, Goldberg isn't receiving the most warm reception by the fans online, which is fair. He has squandered the younger generation a little bit. And if he does face Gunther, by the way, he would have to lose. But Gunther and Goldberg would be a really, really good match. Like an explosiveness and like dream match wise. I'd be really looking forward to that. We now jump into our Women's World Championship match. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley inside of the shark. What? Not inside of the shark cage, but Dominic Mysterio was inside of the shark cage. And I know this setup is a little inaccurate to what actually happened. He was raised above and like fell out with his foot, caught on the chain. But that's the best I could do. We had Rhea and Liv which was a pretty good match. Most of my attention was focused on Dominic Mysterio because he wouldn't even rise to his feet. He was just so scared of being inside the shark cage, even though it's got like the metal bit connecting it and all that to to like the roof of the arena. So I don't think it would fall, but Dominic was just really scared the whole time. It was really funny seeing him get raised because he was like screaming. He was all scared and everything. And he's definitely the perfect person to be locked inside a shark cage because he's really good at like selling embarrassment, if you know what I'm saying, and selling fear and all that. And towards the end, we did of course see Dominic Mysterio fall out, which was insane. But he was attached to a harness and as well as a chain around his foot. But he had me scared for a second. I thought Dominic was gonna fall out head first, but luckily he didn't. He was still supported. And then Rhea Ripley actually told the referee she's got some unfinished business, and then the referee just let her do it and didn't even count her, which was kind of obscure. And then she grabbed a kendo stick, started beating on Dominic Mysterio a little bit, which was really funny. And then we saw the return of Raquel Rodriguez. I don't have a Raquel Rodriguez figure, but she jumps Rhea Ripley from behind, starts attacking her and everything, and delivers the Tahana bomb on Rhea Ripley to, of course, cause disqualification. Rhea Ripley technically wins, but she doesn't win the championship because Liv Morgan, of course, didn't actually lose the match technically because like the disqualification and all that. But so she still has the championship. But yes, Rhea Ripley did win by disqualification. The return of Raquel Rodriguez. She appears to be a heel now, and I think that would be really interesting. Maybe go back to the Raquel Gonzalez name. I don't know, that might be asking a little too much, but maybe like her aligned with Liv Morgan and have them both be heels. I think that would be really fresh, and that looks like what they are exploring. I'm pretty excited about that. And then our main event, the final portion of the show was so insane. We had Solo Sikoa and Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu going up against the OTC Roman Reigns and the Undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. Cody and Roman worked together a lot better than I thought they would because, of course, Roman Reigns gave him his word that he would have his back. They were like tagging in and out and everything. Roman looked great in this match, and he actually had this really cool gear combination where he had the red gauntlet on both sides, which was pretty cool. And he doesn't have those ugly red boots, which is appreciated. But yeah, Roman and Solo mixed up a little bit. Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns mixed up a little bit. Towards the end, we saw Cody Rhodes trying to take out Jacob Fatu. Several moves on the outside, he just kept getting up. Including a crossroads on the outside, but Fatu still got up. Cody Rhodes scaled to the ropes with Jacob Fatu on the announce table and delivered a massive splash through the table, which was insane, leaving a Roman Reigns to the mercy of Solo Sikoa. And it was also at this moment, close to this moment, where we saw Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the current tag team champions, come to the ringside to like stare down Roman Reigns and everything. But then we saw this guy in a hoodie and a mask over his face. He delivers a very Uso-like super kick because it was Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso has freaking finally returned. I've been waiting for this for so long. Kicks Tamatanga, kicks Tongaloa, causes Solo Sikoa a distraction for Roman Reigns to deliver a spear on Solo for the victory. Thank goodness Jimmy Uso is finally back. I've been waiting for him to come back ever since Tama and Solo first laid him out. Now he's finally back, and he's going to be part of the Bloodline storyline. I'm so excited about this. And then we had Cody, of course, getting back into the ring. And then Roman and Jimmy left, and the Bloodline jumped Cody Rhodes. So Jimmy's like, and Jimmy told Roman, he's like, "Hey, you gave him your word, go help him." Which, if Jimmy Uso really actually cared about Cody Rhodes' well-being, he probably would have gone to save him himself instead of just wasting time to tell Roman Reigns to do it. But that's besides the point. They ended up coming down and, of course, laying out the bloodline. Then they were all standing in the ring together. And as if it couldn't get any crazier, we saw the return of the final boss, The Rock. The Rock's music hits. I don't have an elite with The Rock, but hopefully soon. The Rock's music hits. He stands on the ramp with the People's Championship, all his final boss drip that he used to have, so he's still keeping that character. He just stares down Roman, Cody, and Jimmy. The new bloodline was in disbelief. They were up in the stands at this point. The Rock is back. He's gonna be part of the bloodline storyline. Whose side will he be on? I feel like he could be on anybody's side here because he might be mad at Roman. He might be mad at Solo. Who knows? But I'm excited for The Rock to be part of this story. It's gonna be really, really awesome. One thing I really, really, really wish would have happened. Can you imagine if Jey Uso came down from the stands, from like the party and everything, and saved Cody Rhodes and teamed up with Roman and Jimmy? That would have been so awesome, dude. I really hope Jimmy is part of this. I mean, Jay is part of this storyline in some way. I used to think that Sami Zayn was gonna be a part of it, rejoin the Bloodline for one night as the honorary Uso. But now that The Rock's back, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think my prediction, we're gonna have Roman, we're gonna have Jimmy, we're gonna have The Rock. Please, for goodness sake, don't have Cody in that War Games match. Please, no. He cannot team with the Bloodline again. He cannot team with the old Bloodline against the new Bloodline. Please, I let it go that Roman got to team with Cody, but Cody cannot team with The Rock. Absolutely no way in heck. Please do not put Cody in that War Games match. But we had The Rock and Bloodline and everything. The show went off the air. But we weren't done. I was scrolling through YouTube after, leaving some comments on WWE's official YouTube page because they posted some videos of Bad Blood, and I came across this video titled "Kevin Owens attacks Cody Rhodes in front of his bus after Bad Blood goes off the air," and I'm like, that's probably just a clickbait video. I ain't gonna watch it. But then I saw another video pop up with that title and another one. So I finally watched it, and Kevin Owens, we couldn't really hear what they were saying because the fans that were in front of the bus just like captured this on their phones. I can only assume, but Kevin, he talks to Cody Rhodes a little bit, and then Cody is like, what I will only assume he was doing is trying to explain himself for teaming with the Bloodline, but Kevin Owens punches him in the face, and he starts attacking Cody Rhodes. What? They did this off air, so to just leaving it for the fans to capture. This is absolutely insane. They just did it in front of Cody's bus, and Kevin just attacked Cody Rhodes. I can't believe it. Security had to like separate them. If you want to watch the video, it's circulating online right now. So if you want to watch it, if you want to see all the details and all that, you can do that. But wow, Kevin Owens is heel, and it's not even on like television. They didn't even do it on television. That's absolutely insane to me that they wouldn't do that on TV. But I guess it just makes it a little more like realistic. You don't have to do everything on TV when you're a wrestler. You just have to like do it. You just have to fight people. But yes, that has been Bad Blood 2024 review. This show was absolutely insane. I wanted to give it 10. It's just that certain things like Damien and Finn wasn't the greatest in my opinion. So I'm gonna give this show a 9 out of 10. Other than Damien and Finn, I loved absolutely everything on this show. It was just absolutely awesome. The crowd was good. All the matches were just awesome. My favorite match was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. I think match quality wise, that should have main evented, but surprise wise, while that rhymed, surprise wise, Cody and Roman versus the Bloodline was the right choice to main event because you had The Rock and Jimmy. But yes, Jed Wrestling out.